Hey everyone, this is Joe with Southeastern Frontiers, and today Jacob and I are backpacking in the Sipsey Wilderness, doing a loop that includes a couple miles of off trail, so we'll see how it goes. Come along, check it out. In this video, Jacob and I do a one-night backpacking trip in the Sipsey Wilderness, made up from stitching together a number of trails and even a section of off-trail. We started this hike at the Parker Falls trailhead, just east of Kinlock Falls. We followed the short trail over to the Parker Canyon and found our way to the bottom and picked our way upstream to the lovely Parker Falls. After enjoying the falls, we headed downstream and off-trail and bushwhacked our way down the beautiful and wild Parker and Hubbard Canyons until, after 3 miles, we met up with the Sipsey Fork and picked up Trail 201 across from Ship's Rock and the Needle's Eye. At this point, we followed Trail 201 until we crossed over to Trail 209, and we followed that through the heart of the Sipsey until we found a good place to camp. After a great night in camp, we continued downstream past Bee Branch and Buck's Rough until we finally reached the point where Trail 202 crosses back over the Sipsey Fork and climbs up to the top of the ridge. It was then an easy and mostly flat walk back to the Johnston cemeteries and back out to the Randolph Wild Trailhead, where I shuttled Jacob back to his car at the Parker Falls Trailhead. This nearly 13-mile hike took us through some of the wildest of wilderness, as well as through some of our favorite stretches of the Sipsey. We are at the trailhead for the Parker Falls Trail, right off of Kinlock Road there. And the trail goes off this way. So off we go. Barely got started and we have our first down tree. That's not a good sign. Whew, especially with backpacks on, it's kind of challenging.
I don't know if I'd recommend that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it that way. Somewhere here, the trail should start descending into the canyon, I think.
I would guess this would be
I'm guessing right here, huh? Well, the stream here is dry, so maybe Parker Falls will be dry. I don't know. We will find out. This isn't the stream for Parker Falls, but there's no water running here. I think the trail crosses here, huh? Yeah. I bet this is a nice waterfall at times. Huh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, now I'm gonna have to come back here in the wet season. Yeah. Do they go down there? Looks like down there maybe.
That's the way we go, right?
I think so. I think we have to go down here.
Use the roots to kind of put a hold, sort of.
Here's the bottom of that dry waterfall. I bet that is spectacular when the wet season.
Oh, Dad, come over here. There's like massive millipede. It's like some of the biggest I've ever seen. Check that guy out.
Oh wow, that is a big millipede.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can put some scale by it.
All right, continuing down the trail. As soon as I recover my poles. That was a steep descent right there. I didn't point that out before. I had to throw my poles down and hang onto those trees. So, grab my poles here and keep going. All right. Obviously people camp here, right in the canyon, but we're continuing on. The falls should be not very far in front of us now. We had some downed trees we had to navigate there. That might be the theme for today. Here it is, Parker Falls. Very pretty. All right, we are leaving Parker Falls, and now we got to follow the creek all the way down until we hit the Sipsey Fork. Wow, this has quickly turned into wilderness. Wow, the cliffs are just amazing up there. There aren't many people that go this way, but a few. I can follow a faint trail.
People on the other side.
Oh yeah, people on the other side. I see tracks up there too. Yeah. We just managed to work our way down the slope there, and we are crisscrossing the creek, which we've had to do several times already. Nice little cascade right here. I think this might be Parker Cascades. We'll see. All right, we think this is probably Parker Cascades. Nice canyon yet. Navigating it is challenging. Well, the only way to go is down through the creek bottom here, so as Jacob just said, if there were any real water here, you'd just have to get wet, because we don't find any other way through. Well, that's not too shabby a tree right there. Whew. Well, the canyon is no longer quite the slot canyon it was. That's making it a little easier going. The character of the canyon has changed dramatically. And, believe it or not, there's a hint of a trail. People have come this way before.
Must be from the other direction.
All right, we're where the Quillian Creek comes in from the left, and Hubbard Creek here makes a sharp right-hand turn, and we go off that way. We are near the junction with the Sipsey Fork, just a little bit further. We have come to the junction of the Hubbard Creek and the Thompson Creek, which is coming in from the other side over there. And that means that this is the headwater of the Sipsey Fork, which is flowing off to the right. So, major milestone. We should be picking up real trail here now and very shortly. Still will be a lot of downed trees, but you know, at least there's trail to follow. Ah, the Sipsey Fork. We're going to stop here and have a snack and a drink before continuing on. Trail's much easier to follow now. We are basically opposite Ship's Rock. Through the trees back there is Ship's Rock and the Needle's Eye. Can't see them from here. But this is sort of the heart of the Sipsey. The Sipsey Rapids area is coming up here, but water's really low, so there won't be much running through it right now. Had to go around this one. Whew. All right. All right, we have come to a trail intersection. We just came from Trail 201. That was the bit we've been hiking since we joined up with the Sipsey Fork. It says White Falls is to the right. That's true. If you go off that way, you can go to White Falls. If you go up the hill here, behind us, I'm not sure where it is. Anyway, you can go up the hill and take 209 up to the top and then 201 back out to the car at Randolph parking lot. But we're going to cross the Sipsey Fork here and go to the other side. See if Jacob can make it across without getting his feet wet. All right, we crossed the Sipsey Fork, no problems at all. Climbed up here, picked up Trail 209. And Trail 209 heads off this way. This is a trail we're very familiar with. We have hiked this trail many, many times.
Arguably the origin of our backpacking.
It is the origin of our backpacking, isn't it? Yeah. First time Jacob and I ever went backpacking, we camped on the other side of Ship's Rock, which is right behind us up there. All right, we have been hiking down Trail 209 and I think we're getting near where we're going to camp. Just been following the Sipsey Fork. It's just beautiful up to the side here. Nice and so clear.
Almost like you know this place or something. Here it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see, I had my distance alarm was going off saying, there's a campsite right about here, and there it is. Well, I've stayed here at one of my previous videos, so it just worked out. It wasn't like we were planning on staying here. It's a nice place to stay. All right, time to set up camp. All right, I got my tent set up. Jacob's on his way down to the creek to filter some water. And he's set up over here. It's a beautiful little campsite. Nice and spacious. Nice fire ring. We'll get a fire going later. And yeah, just right by the creek, which is just over here. I'll go show you that. Oh, I'm resting a little bit before we get the fire going. There's the sun is just still touching the tops of the trees up there. You can see it up above, way up there. There's still sunlight. Evening is upon us. It's not very late. I think it's only maybe 5:30. But the sun sets these days at 6:20 out in the outside world, so it'll be good and dark down here by then. All right, time to get up and start processing some wood. Oh, the fire feels nice. It's getting cool now that the sun is below our local horizon. Just beautiful. Time to make the coffee. Good coffee. Breakfast this morning is our standard oatmeal packets. Maple and brown sugar, of course. Good morning. It is day 2 of our backpacking trip in the Sipsey Wilderness. And we have just packed up camp. And we're about to hit the trail. The sun is up. It's about to hit us. And we are going to get going. Looks like another beautiful day. This split in the rock here is really cool. Just so neat. That's the Sipsey Fork out there. That's just awesome.
It's that way.
Yeah, it goes off this way. Yep. Up onto this rock. Woohoo! So cool. Sun just came over the edge of the canyon and we're headed that way. There's another camping spot right up here. Yeah. It's not as level as when we were just on though.
No, not as sneaky.
There's a few good spots though. Nice sitting rocks though. Yeah. All right, we've reached the B branch. No, I'm sure it's not too bad this time of year. Very nice. So this is the B branch, which heads up to the big tree. We're not going that way today, though. That's the Sipsey Fork out there. And this is about as easy a crossing as it ever has. This canyon is just so beautiful. Spectacular. The hemlock trees on the other side, and we're under them too, but very nice. Passing a campsite here right before you get to the intersection of 204, and the fire's still hot, so someone spent the night here. I can smell the smoke, it's still burning. Looks like they piled a little dirt on it. Yep, here's the sign for the 204 trail right here, which goes off that way. That'll take you up to the top of the plateau, and then you can go along the top of the plateau and then descend down to the big tree. So that is a alternate way to get there. And if you don't want to go up B branch.
Yeah.
All right, here's the creek crossing. The creek's dry, but there's some nice rocks to hop when it isn't dry. It's a pretty big tree. Wow. Sometimes a lot of water goes through here. This is the Buckrough Canyon. Off to the left. We're just crossing over it and continuing on. Well, I guess if the water was running, you could take the log across. But today we can just go across the bottom. All right, this creek crossing famously has a rope to pull yourself up out of the canyon. We came from that direction, so we had to just jump down here. But if you're going the other way, that rope is super useful. So crossing the creek here is no problem today. Sometimes there's quite a bit of water going through here. And off we go. Another creek that you got to really crawl down into. Ugh. Somebody's marked a alternate crossing up there. I see a little pink ribbon. All right. Man, so many trees down. We have, at least these have been sawed off, but we have gone over a lot of trees on this trip, and around and under. It'll be the last water we looked at. All right, we have reached the 202 trail, sign says, which is across the way. Oh, we should be able to walk that. That doesn't look too bad, except right at the end. No, yeah, that's sketchy getting down to it. Yeah. Coming down that was like climbing a ladder. Luckily there's lots of tree roots to hang on to, or it would be sketchy. All right, time to cross. There's big rocks out here in the middle. Very nice. All right, the trail sign just across the Sipsey Fork says Trail 202, and it's a good uphill from here. Have about 200 feet of climb, I bet. Something like that. In the wet season, there's a waterfall that comes off this cliff here and falls all the way down. But this is the dry season, so nothing here right now, but it can be very impressive. We are climbing up and up. The forest has changed dramatically. Coming up here, I think we're on the edge of all the hemlock trees. They're all downhill from us here. We have reached the top of the mountain. So I think it's all a ridge walk from here back to the car. A couple miles worth anyway. Following an old road. So should be pretty easy going now. Unless there's lots of down trees or something. We are cruising now. Well, I'm sorry to report the big oak is no more. Looks like maybe it got struck by lightning and blown over. Wow, that is something else.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, we have come to where the trail widens into an actual road, because here there's a cemetery and the road is maintained to give the families access to it. This is a reminder that there used to be thriving communities up here in the Bankhead. All right, we have about a mile-long road walk back to the trailhead. We have come to the branch of the 201 trail, which goes off that way. 201 will take you down to White Falls or the Rippy Cabin. That's a great hike. It's a little shorter than what we've done, but that means we are really close to the trailhead now. All right, we have essentially arrived at the Randolph Wild Trailhead. I left my car here yesterday, so I'll shuttle Jacob back over to his car at the Parker Falls Trailhead. And this completes our hike. Well, thanks for coming along with us on this short backpacking trip. It was a good time, and you have a good week.